of Jenny Stitches and welcome back to Sewing Bee Chat. Yay! Can you believe that it's time for another Sewing Bee series? These years just seem to be flying round at the moment. So, series 9 and the first episode aired last night. So, what were your thoughts? What did you think? I thought it was off to a really strong start. My kind of first impressions by the end of the show were definitely that I think they've got a really good mix of contestants this year. And the standard seemed really high. The sewing abilities of all the contestants seemed really, really good. Definitely some ones to watch for me at this stage, which we'll go into. But yeah, I am excited to see how it unfolds. And yeah, all good. I'm so glad it's back on our screens. So I've got my tea. It is the end of the day and I'm just going to quickly film this and get it uploaded for you, and yeah, just a little chat this time, nothing too in depth. But my tea is weak today. It looks like this is not a good cup of tea for me by my standards. So if you are new to the channel and you're just kind of you've been watching the Sewing Bee and this is the first time you've seen these videos, they're usually very, very chatty and we just have a look at a few patterns and fabrics and inspiration and that kind of thing. So let's get into it. So this week was Classics with a Twist, and the pattern challenge was to make a twist front blouse, which I have done a few twisted tops before, and I know they can mess with your head a little bit, even as clear as the instructions might be. And working under that level of pressure, no thank you. I think I've mentioned many, many times before that I would not want to go on the Sewing Bee myself. I would not do well under pressure. I would make all the stupid mistakes and be the one that was in tears. So not for me, thank you. But yes, love the idea of the twisted top, a great little technical challenge to get them started. And I thought it was really nice that the contestants were asked to pick fabrics that was sort of represented them. And that gives us an opportunity to get to know them a little bit as well. And I kind of had fun in my mind thinking, what would I use if it was me? And I will show you that in a moment. But the key thing that I did think about when I was watching this challenge was, I haven't worn my Joni dress in a while, so I put it on today. And this is the Tilly and the Buttons Joni from her stretch book. And I've mentioned it on the channel before when I made it originally, but I haven't worn it in a while and I've so enjoyed wearing it today. It's been so comfortable, just wearing it with trainers, and yeah, really comfy. But yeah, this has a twist front on it and you do just have to concentrate a little bit on the logistics of doing that. But that being said, I thought on last night's show, all of them were lovely, except for the poor lady that put the sleeves on the wrong way around, and I can 1000% see how that would happen on TV in that high pressured situation. I would definitely do something like that. I mean, let's be honest, I can make mistakes like that on a good day, never mind on telly. So yeah, everybody turned out beautiful blouses. I thought Asma in particular was just wow. Her pattern placement, and I think she won that round, didn't she? And obviously they were kind of coming at it from an angle of interviewing her, saying like, oh, you know, you've chosen quite a slippy, fine fabric, but she clearly has the experience with those sorts of fabrics, and you were kind of waiting for the slip up and the moment where they say, oh, I wish I hadn't chosen this, but she just smashed it. So that was really good to see, and she is definitely high up on my want to watch list. I think obviously being a surgeon, you know, there's got to be a level of attention to detail and precision there, which will carry over into her sewing. And she reminds me in that vein of Claire, who won a few years ago. She was a surgeon as well, wasn't she? And she was very meticulous with what she did. So as long, I guess, as that translates into creativity as well. But I think from what we saw last night, she is a strong contender. So patterns wise for the twist front blouse, the one that they used on the show was for woven fabrics, and I don't have one for woven fabrics. The closest that I've got in my pattern collections is New Look 6689, which of course I will always pop up a cover there for you. which is for knits, and it does have the twist towards the bottom. So quite different to the one that they used on the show, but a twist nonetheless. And also, a bit of a different twist on a twist is Simplicity 9598, and that is a dress with a twist in the back and a cutout, which will reflect what we come on to next in the Made to Measure challenge. So there's a couple of little ideas. Of course, you've got the Tilly Joni dress, and there's numerous other sort of twist front dresses about on the market, and tops and things. So yeah, definitely have a go at making a twist if you haven't done already. Fabrics wise, for the blouse, I thought, what would I pick if I were on the show? And I think for that particular pattern that they were using, it would have to be a lightweight woven with plenty of drape. If you went for something too stiff, like a cotton poplin or a linen that's got too much body, the twist would not twist nicely. It needs to be light and soft enough to hold the structure of the twist without being too bulky. So I would recommend either a viscose or a sort of poly, a crepe, something lightweight like that with a good amount of drape. If it was me, I would use this one. This is the Dashwood Party Spots Rayon. Rayon is another word for viscose. And this particular turquoise colourway has come in this week, and it is just stunning. Look at that. The colour is so vibrant, it keeps catching my eye across the shop. Oh, very nice. So I would use that one because I think it's very me, and it's kind of bright and fun, and it's got a bit of purple and pink in it, so what's not to love? I think another nice option if I had to choose would be this irregular spot polyester print, and as you can see, like a polka dot but not uniform polka dots, very spread out, but that has a lovely fluid drape to it, and that would twist beautifully and hang really nicely. Because as well, another reason for having a good drape in that fabric is there were fluted sleeves, a little bit like on this dress with the fluted sleeve, and you want that to drape instead of sticking out. You don't want that popping out. And finally, another fabric choice for that one, which I think would be lovely, is this is the Gracie Polyester print, and this is a floral, and this is a bargain actually, if I can get it to behave, because it is very drapey. It's off on its own business. See that there? That's really, really pretty. That'd make a lovely blouse, and it'd also make a beautiful dress or a skirt if you were looking for inspiration. Okay, we'll move on to the Made to Measure challenge. Now then, the contestants were asked to make a dress with cutouts, but not in conventional cutout places. Now I'm not really sure where that means. I would have thought a conventional cutout would be maybe down the sides or at the back, but that seemed to be where where everybody put them. But I thought we really saw the strength of the contestants in this part of the challenge. There were some gorgeous ideas that came through. I thought it was weird that 3 of them used the same pattern. What are the chances of that? Which I believe, I was discussing it with a couple of customers today, and we got to the bottom of it. It's the Viki Oona pattern. I will pop a link in the comments to that one if you're interested. So yeah, 3 people all using the same one. That's, yeah, strange. But yes, there were a couple of patterns whilst we were watching that I thought, I know that one very well. And the first of which, Tony, the postman, he seems really cool. I like that he'd given up a corporate job to become a postman. I like that. Was Simplicity 8051, this lovely little rockabilly dress with the cutout in the back. So, yep, very nice. And also I recognised Gillie's halter neck dress. As soon as I saw the straps on that halter neck, I thought, I know that pattern, and that is Simplicity 8594. And she had put her own cutouts in the side. I think she'd adapted it to have cutouts. Oh, it's got pockets on the front. Has it? I think it does. Anyway, I distract myself. So yeah, a couple of options that were actually used there. I've had a little look through my other patterns as well to see if I can see any other options for you, and there were quite a lot, I am not going to lie. So this one jumped out at me from New Look. This is New Look 6729. And I don't know if you can see on there, it is actually a two-piece. There's a skirt and a top, but then view A, they are joined, so the sides end up being kind of cut away. I'm just going to grab another one for you. So back in Simplicity again, we have 9370, which is a Mimi G style one with this kind of side cutout and a D-ring and a tie. That's really nice, that's really sexy, and that is in a knit, so that's different to the others. And finally, I thought I would throw in Simplicity 9296, which has this lovely sort of diamond shaped triangular cutout on the bodice. That's one of the Gertie patterns. That's just beautiful, isn't it? That is stunning. So some sort of different options there, and when you look through, to be fair, Simplicity and New Look were coming up trumps this week already. Lots of cutaway styles. They are very much on trend for this year. I know at the beginning of the year I was kind of having a little Google around fashion trends for 2023, and cutouts was well up there. So clearly the sewing bee are very much on trend at the minute. But yes, in terms of what the contestants themselves made, I thought they were all stunning, to be honest. There were some really beautiful entries. Again, Asthma, it was just flawless. That full length, so elegant. It wouldn't do for me because I always have to have a bra on, so backless is never a style that's ever going to work for me. And I thought the garment of the week, Tony's, I know there's two Tonys, isn't there? His was very well deserved win, absolutely beautiful. And I'm surprised that he is the only one that used a stretch knit, because personally, if I had to do that challenge, I would probably want to use a stretch as well. Just so it's got some grip. And I know one of the ladies was inserting elastic to hold it and give it that grip, so you don't have it kind of flapping around. I think there would have to be a bit of judicious use of clear elastic to kind of structurally get that right, so that's worth thinking about. Fabrics wise, I guess the world is your oyster. You can pretty much use anything you like. If it was me in that situation, I would definitely want to choose something with a bit of body. I think a lightweight fabric that we've looked at, say for the blouses, would be too light because it wouldn't hold the shape of the aperture of the opening. You want something that's got that firmness. I would say that something like cotton sateen is ideal. Here's one I prepared earlier. This is a sateen, and sateen has a good amount of body to it. It's often blended with a little bit of lycra or spandex, so it has a tiny bit of stretch. But it's really going to hold its shape, so that will be ideal for some of the patterns that we've just looked at. And it has a lovely smooth sort of almost satin-like finish to it, so I do like a bit of sateen. It's also excellent for sort of trousers and skirts, that kind of thing. So that's a nice sateen there. And similarly, this is the same type of fabric but on a different kind of print, so that's a fun print there. I think that would be a nice option for one of those. Obviously, if you're going to go for something a bit like the New Look option that I just showed you, you will want something that flows well to, you know, with the tiered skirt and the full length size. So it depends on the type of cutaway that you're doing, I suppose. And knits wise, if I was doing as Tony did, it would have to be a viscose jersey. This is a viscose jersey. You're gonna get the best drape in your skirts with a viscose jersey. And this is my favourite at the moment in the shop. I can't remember what this one is called. I think it's called Magic Eye, for obvious reasons, but it's very summery, very pretty, and just a little bit different. Hold that there so you can see it. You can see that movement. and then that elasticity is going to really hold that design well. So I will stop waffling on there and take myself home, but I hope you enjoyed that, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how the rest of the season develops. It was a shame for Catherine. It's always a shame for the person that has to go home first, and I think in fairness to her, she handled it in the way that I expect I would handle it. I can't imagine how tough it is to go on a show like that, and it would not be for the faint-hearted. So fair play for her for getting there, for giving it a go. Well done to Catherine. And I'm looking forward to seeing how the rest of the series unwraps, develops. That's enough from me. I will see you soon. I may or may not make one of these videos next week because next Thursday is my birthday, but we'll see. Okay, have a great week and I will see you soon. Bye bye.